Hello everyone and welcome back to KozStreamsTV. We are done week 17 of the War Within Season 1 and man have the weeks been flying by, and my question this week is, will I participate? Now, what am I exactly going to participate in? There's a couple things that are happening right now that in the past I have participated in and that I haven't participated in. So the two things I'm specifically talking about is, one, Blizzard has started their raid schedule for 11.1, and this is going to be the first time since probably Shadowlands where I will not be participating in any of the raid fights. Something I've learned over this season is that I do these fights so much in the season, I'm going to be able to learn everything I need to know. I'm very good at studying the fights before they come out, so I'm not too worried about that. So I'm going to take a break from trying to rush into that. And even though it's great content, it's really hard to maintain a full-time job, stream in the middle of the day, finish off your work day, edit the video, and then release it. And then on nights when I have raid, it's really challenging because those are very late nights to get those videos out. So I think this time around I'm going to not participate in the PTR raid test schedule. However, what I might participate in, and this has now been released, is Plunderstorm. I did not touch it at all the last time it came around. I'm thinking this time, now that it's around, I may give it a try just to see like what it's about, and if there's some mounts I can get, I will maybe focus on the mounts. I'm predicting that in the vendor, Blizzard has overpriced a lot of the rewards, and I can see the rewards you get at the end of every match being extremely low. I'm waiting for the community outcry that the time investment to get the rewards is way too high. This is Blizzard's continuous thing over the last few releases. They release something, the rewards are great, almost impossible to get unless you play for hours a day. They buff it by 1000%. Suddenly you can get everything passively. So I'm really waiting to see how this works out. I haven't logged in to take a look at it yet, but that is my prediction. So let's see if that comes true. So that I may participate in. And outside of that, really, that is it. Let's talk about week 17. So first of all, something I didn't mention in week 16 is actually that I ended up using the 20th anniversary buff, and if you guys remember way back, I was talking about leveling a rogue and a hunter up to 80. I did actually end up getting my rogue up to 80. The hunter is currently level 76, but the anniversary buff disappeared when you log in after the event is gone, so back to the 25% buff. I will most likely finish the hunter, but that's one thing I did in week 16 that I didn't mention. And honestly, week 17 was very quiet. We didn't really do a lot. On the monk, I did the keys that I needed to do. On the mage, I tried to do a couple of keys. One, we did end up not timing, but completing a 10 necrotic wake, so we at least have a vault there. And then on the monk, we did all 8 of his mythic pluses, and we have 3 heroic raid slots, so that's exciting. Maybe we'll see a Mad Queens. And then other than that, I did some gold farming. It was a really quiet week. That motivation just hasn't been there, so we're going to take a look at some of the gold we've got this week. I don't think it's a very high investment, but it's something. But let's just jump into the game. I'm going to go over exactly where we are at the monk. There haven't been really many increases in eye level for the monk because he's kind of capped at this point. So 638.25 still from the same from last week. The ring is up to where it should be, and we're going to open the vault. Let's validate once again that we are in Windwalker spec, because I have a bad habit of opening it not in Windwalker spec. This should ensure that I at least get a chance at Mad Queens. Maybe we'll get the Arakara weapon. These are some of the things we want out of our vault, and let's take a look at what we get here. Key of the Unseeming Haste Mastery. I mean, for Windwalker, this is actually a really good key. It is an heroic track, but that's okay. We have leather shoulders, which really don't matter because we have the hero track, and then we also have feet. We also have a few pairs of mythic track feet in our bag, so this is kind of useless. So our raid slots are garbage. Okay. And then in our mythic vault slots, we have the gear launcher, which would be better for Windwalker than it is for Brewmaster, so I'm not even going to bother with that. We have mythic track shoulders, and then we have a mythic track chest piece. So this is another week of absolute junk for the monk. That means I have to once again, kind of rhyme, junk for the monk. That means once again I have to go back in and do all 8 of my keys and try to do at least 6 heroic bosses once again. So that is going to be the plan for this week on the monk. We're going to take sockets though, literally nothing of value. Hopefully he gets a 12 stone vault for his key, because that is something that we need, and we are looking at a 12 Siege Morale. We also need that key as well. So we've got some sockets. We'll see what pieces of gear we can socket and go from there, but nothing exciting on the monk this week. And switching gears, like I said, we will have 8 single vault slot on the mage, but it is a mythic track vault slot, so maybe we'll get lucky. Let's see what he gets. Obviously, he needs a lot of gear. Still 617. I am having fun with him. He has the Harvester's Edict Trinket. I don't know if that's better or worse. Let's see what the Sims say. So Harvester's Edict is way down somewhere mid to bottom for Arcane, so I'm not even going to bother. I have better trinkets. We are taking sockets on the Mage as well. So not looking good. Outside of that, I did do some LFR Queen kill, so like my Paladin, my Chamois, and a couple other characters will have like LFR vaults, which really don't matter, so I'm not going to show those. So we'll most likely do a couple more kills there on a couple more alts this week, but let's jump in. So let's jump in and take a look at some of our mailboxes. Everything has expired, so I got to clean this up first and see what we're getting. There's going to be a few small ones, like this is absolutely tiny, 3K mailbox. We're just going to grab what we have here. Not even really worth taking to the ore bank. And this character here is actually my blacksmith. I think I put the meat, I put the flash frozen meat on this guy to sell it. So there's about a 23K. There was a point where this was selling really well last week. I did a nice farm, got a little bit there. I'm going to leave the 26K on him because he crafts all of my blacksmithing stuff, like my Shadowlands blacksmithing stuff. So we're not going to bother dropping that into the war bank. But there's like, let's say 20K that we could have dropped off, 25K as well. So let's keep that in mind when we look at our totals. All right, not a bad little mailbox here. 41K. We actually sold 2 big red ray guns here for about 8K each. Not bad. That's the toy that we've been farming. And then what do we got? Some jerky, another meat farm here, and definitely some Shadowlands here. This isn't a bad mailbox. 41K. All right. All right, not a lot of items sold on this realm, but we did sell some big gold fetching items. So these green Vanguard gauntlets and headdress, they sold for a pretty decent amount on this realm. So I think I collected a couple more, so I'm going to restock this guy when I get a chance. But 32K, not bad. All right, and not a bad mailbox here. 65K, more Shadowlands stuff, and a whole bunch of crafted gear, honestly. Fell iron plate boots, yeah, mostly Shadowlands crafted stuff, and a couple of blues and greens. So not a bad mailbox. 65K. All right, and checking another one of our realms. Nothing major here, a whole bunch of random stuff, crafted gear, but it's 27K, so another decent mailbox. All right, and this is our main realm, so we should have some pretty decent sales on this guy. Yeah, 85K, a whole bunch of stuff. We actually sold a pattern from RFD for 42K. Really nice sale there. But yeah, overall, pretty decent sale. We've got some Nazjatar items here and a whole bunch of other stuff. Rune cloth by the thousands. Yeah, really happy with this mailbox. 85K. Not our biggest, but not bad. So let's see what our totals are looking like. All right, so taking a look at what we have overall, we started the week at 2,180,000 gold. Now, I pulled out a bunch of gold to give to crafters, but we went down to about 2,040,000 gold. So if we actually go from what we spent, we got back up to where we were and then some. So we technically made 260K gold last week, and that's with really minimal farming, minimal reposting. I just really waited for everything to expire and I reposted, and we are up to 2,300,000 gold exactly. So I may actually take the 300,000 gold and buy a WoW token to start my second account and see if I can maintain a second account just mainly for auctioning with the money that we make. It's about 100K I need to make a week, and then the fourth week would always be profit. So we may try that here shortly, and I'll let you guys know how that goes. And then just outside of those things that I've mentioned as well, one thing that we did is a couple of weeks ago, we went and killed the rare I'm guessing is how it's pronounced. But this rare basically drops a quest. You hand in the quest and then you start your journey towards the Siesbarg mount. It basically looks like the mount you get from Heroic Queen, except it's all black. Now, the first part of that quest was to collect 1,500 Nerub'ar chitin. Most of that can be collected around the city, so as I was doing world quests and stuff, I'd grab it while I was just doing that. But the main thing is this weekend I sat down on Saturday and I just grinded out from 300 chitin all the way up to 1,500 to finish the first part of the quest. It took about an hour and a half. I was watching a comedy special on Netflix to keep myself kind of preoccupied, so we ended up doing that. We got the 1,500, we handed it in, and the next part of this quest now is to collect Nerub'ar venom, which can only be collected from City of Threads. So I am now doing the City of Threads follower dungeons until I can get 1,000 in that. So I'm hoping soon we'll have an update on mounts. We got nothing last week, so no update there. I am farming a couple, but that is what I'm focusing on when it comes to mounts. And that is really it for week 17. It was a quiet week, just like I mentioned at the start of the video. And a couple things going into week 18. I'm going to try again on Sunday to get one of my remaining 312s. I need a Grim Batol, Siege of Borealis, or Stone Vault. Those are the last 312s I need. So I'm going to try to knock those out on the weekend to see if we can get that done. Still will do all 8 of my vault keys. I will do the 6 heroic raid bosses on the monk, see if at some point we can get mad queens, which will help with mythic queen prog. That's the plan on the monk. I will try to put some more time into the mage. What I really want to do this week is put a little more time into gold farming. I really did very little the week before, and I'm noticing some of the items that I've on my auctions are now kind of depleted, so I'd like to restock those, but I need about an hour or two, maybe even longer, just to run around certain places and farm and hope I get some of the items I need to restock. So I might put a little more time into that instead of the mage. I may still do the key. We'll see. It's really up in the air. The monk is starting to feel like homework because I'm after specific items. So yes, it's nice to have the extra vault slots, but man, is it exhausting doing all the keys. So by the time Sunday rolls around and I've done my 8 vault keys and now I'm about to do 12s, I'm already exhausted and burnt out. So we'll see how this works. I did do a couple 12s last week, just did a Dawn and an Arakara just to kind of get some 12s done. That's why we have a 12 vault. So maybe I'll just focus on that and do 12s and then kind of see if we can fill up our vault that way. And then outside of that, Tuesdays and Thursdays, you guys will see more Mythic Queen Prog. I think we're about 150 pulls in. We're seeing the second platform. We're still learning the portals. Really hoping that that kind of progresses this week and we can start seeing P3 and practicing it. I'm really excited. I think CE is just around the corner. So stay tuned, tune in live. Maybe you can be a part of the stream when that happens. Next week, we may see some videos of me playing Plunderstorm. I did not try it at all last time, so for me, it is still a brand new experience when I try it. So tune in. Maybe I'll do it on stream on Sunday, or maybe we'll do it some other day during the week. Other than that, I hope you guys are having a fantastic week. Outside of World of Warcraft, my dog, Ro, as you guys know, has been having some physical problems with wounds on his joints that have split open. So we've been waiting to get him in fitted for braces. We had the fitting done a few weeks ago, and I was in on Monday to get the final mold for his braces. And in the first time in 4 months, my little boy was finally able to take his own steps unassisted without his paws being completely bent. It was very heartwarming for me because I've been carrying him on a sling when we go outside with his paws wrapped. They don't get wet. I don't have to keep putting bandages on right now. The one wound is still healing. I can't show a picture because it's a little gruesome, but the other one is actually doing very well. So to see him walking again is very heartwarming. So I'm really excited for what the future holds for him and seeing him kind of start going on walks again. It feels really good. And other than that, I hope you guys had a fantastic vault, better than mine because mine were pretty bad. And I hope you're enjoying all the things you are doing in the game or outside of it. Other than that, let me know down in the description below if you're going to be playing Plunderstorm. Maybe I'll catch you out there and we can face off against each other in whatever it is I'm doing in Plunderstorm. I literally have no idea how the game mode works, so it's going to be all new to me. But yeah, let me know down in the description below. And other than that, I will see you guys either in the Mythic Plus arena around Azeroth, or maybe catch you farming some gear with me in one of my pre-made groups. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out, everyone.